Tick-tock, tick-tock, hickory-dickory-dock. Time to beat the clock. Time for fun has now begun. Let's all play Beat the Clock.
Beat the Clock is brought to you by Sylvania. For half a century, a quality name in incandescent bulbs, fluorescent tubes and fixtures, photo lamps, radio and television sets, radio and television tubes, and electronic devices. Yes, for homes, offices, schools, and factories, Sylvania.
Let's all play Beat the Clock.
And now, here is America's #1 clock watcher, Bud Collyer.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, and welcome once again to Beat the Clock, the show where you can have the time of your life playing against time for big-time prizes. Now let's get back over here and re-meet our very charming couple that was with us last week. How are you?
Hi.
Glad to see you again. It was Mr. and Mrs. Conklin, Donald Conklin. How are you, Don?
Fine, thank you.
Nice to see you again. Speak up now so we can hear you, and all your friends and neighbors can hear you, too. You had been married just a couple of years, I think, hadn't you?
2 years last week.
You had an anniversary last week. That's right, I remember that. Did you have a special party or something?
Yes.
What'd you do?
You certainly helped us along because we got on your show and it was swell.
Well, aren't you nice to say so? I hope that will be a memory you look back on pleasantly. Matter of fact, we'd started you out on your first stunt, hadn't we? And time ran out
Showed
on
us
us.
how to do it.
Did you get a chance to practice at home?
Yes, we got a lot of broken platters to prove it.
Well, you can save those and say that your husband threw them at you or you threw them at him or something like that. Don't forget that our bonus was the pipe one went, 2 weeks ago. So we started a new one. It was worth $100 last week, worth $200 tonight. And whenever the bell rings, it may be you, maybe anybody that's at the microphone at that time will get a chance to try the brand new bonus. Now, well, I hope it is too, but we never know. At least I never know. So let's get back to the order of business now, which is the $100 clock that you started. Come on back over here and let's see how good your practicing made you. Now, if you step over there, Mrs. Conklin, and take that shovel from Madeline, I'll take this one from Betty so I can re-explain it, if you don't mind, Don, for just a second. There are those two platters, and remember, they're upside down. They're the full-size dish. They're upside down, and they have to be picked up upside down using the shovel upside down. And, of course, the only thing you can't do is to get way down here and manipulate the thing. You have to hold the shovel where you normally would hold a shovel. And you can help each other all you want with your shovels, but you cannot touch the dishes with your feet or with anything else. And all you have to do is wind up with one dish on each shovel like that. Is that the way we explained it last week? Take a look at the clock now. See how many seconds you have, although you probably already know. 45 seconds to get one dish on each shovel. Sorry, Don. Are you ready? Go. All right. That was worth a week of practice, wasn't it, huh? Good enough. All right. Now, that got you through your first hurdle, and you feel a lot better, I'll bet.
Much better.
I don't know if we found out if you had any children, did we?
No, we don't, Bud.
You don't have any children.
No.
You're planning a family? You're going to
We
have
sure are.
Oh, there's nothing like them, believe me. Well, I will find out what your next problem is. All right, now, Don Conklin, this one is entirely yours. If you'll step away from your pretty wife there, I know you hate to leave her, but let me show you what we have set up for you now on the $200 clock. Here are some paper cups. Here are some little cardboard squares, both of which we will replenish as many as you need and as often as you need. Now, let me show you what can happen. If I take one of these cardboard squares and place it on top of that cup, I can immediately set another cup on top of that. If I take another cardboard square and place it there, I can put a third cup, and that's what we want you to do. Stack them up so there are 3 cups divided by 2 cardboard squares. There is a slight, of course, difference, as you may have gathered, in the way in which I did it and the way in which you will be asked to do it. If you come over here, I'll show you what that difference is. Here are 3 balloons suspended from 3 strings, although they're at the same point up top there, you see? Now, what you have to do with this, obviously, they would get in the way of any piling up on this little table, but this is where you have to do the piling up. You have to put your left hand behind your back. You're right-handed, I believe you told me. Right. Keep your left hand behind your back at all times. Come over here, knock these balloons as far away as you like. I don't care how you do it. Knock them any direction you want to get them as far and give you as much time as you can. While they're away from there, quickly get a cup and set it up here and catch them before they hit it and knock it off. Knock them away again. Go and get the square, put it on top of the cup. Knock them away again, go back and get the cup, put it on top of the square. When you have those 3 cups or those 2 squares piled up the way I showed you, we'll stop the clock and you'll beat the clock. If they come back and knock them over at any time, or you knock them over, you've lost that much time, and we have to start all over again. So be awful careful there, boy. And let's take a look at the clock, see how many seconds you have. 55 seconds. Get in position wherever you want to start. You have to first start by knocking those away. Are you ready, boy? Go. One hand, left hand behind your back. Left hand behind your back. All the time. Left hand behind your back. I'll give you one little suggestion. I think it's this, Don. I think if you kind of try to get them all to go away together, you see, they take a little longer to come back. Just kind of be a little careful. Be sure they're all as far away as you can. All right, you ready, boy? You've lost a little time now. Go. Knock it away. Knock them away. Put it down. Quick. Up. Keep them away. Keep them all away. All right, hurry up. Move, move, move. Oh. I'm going to give you one more suggestion because the timer's running out. Now, look, I think instead of doing so much running, if you plant yourself kind of in here, see? And if you knock them away, pick up a cup, put it there, catch them before they hit. Knock them away, pick up a, you know, kind of plant yourself here. Don't do so much moving around. You lose time that way, okay? That's the last hint I can give you, boy. You still have 34 seconds. Are you ready? Knock them away first. Get yourself in position. Spread your legs out there and get located. You ready? Go. Get enough out there for him. Give him plenty. Your last chance. You got to do it in 6 seconds if you can, Don. Are you ready? Go. Oh, God, I'm sorry you didn't do that. But a good try, fella. Come on back because despite all your disappointment on that one, you have beaten our $100 clock. So let's see what you've won. Just take a look over here.
A wonderful Sew Gem sewing machine, which the Gelman Manufacturing Company, makers of Sew Gem, guarantee not to lock, clog, or jam while you are sewing. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Conklin. You've just won a Beat the Clock prize worth more than $100.
Well, Roxanne, whom do we have now?
Bud, I'd like you to meet Peggy and her mother and father, Mr. and Mrs. Gregory Abbott from Larchmont, New York.
Well, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Abbott. How are you?
Well, Bud.
Mr. Abbott, nice to see you. Mrs. Abbott, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Say, this is a special occasion. I remember now. They told me you have a whole lot of your fellow campfire girls out there, haven't you?
Yes.
How many are out there, dear?
28.
28 campfire girls? I bet they're more.
than that.
From
Well,
Larchmont?
from Larchmont.
Well, how many in
28 from
all? We
Larchmont.
must have a couple of
Well,
hundred out
28.
there. Haven't we 200 of you? Well, God bless you and welcome to you. Nice to have you here. And I also believe, if I'm not mistaken, that there's a birthday. Campfire Girl's 43rd birthday. Isn't that the occasion?
That's right.
Next week. And are you active in it too, Miss
Yes,
Abbott?
indeed. For 4 years, I've been a leader.
You have.
See my bolero?
I sure do. You got one just like your daughter here, too. Well, now, how old do you have to be a campfire girl? Huh?
7.
7 years
well,
old.
Bluebird, and then
Uh-huh.
go into campfire.
I see. Well, now, I want to ask you something, because in honor of you being here, you're the first young lady we've had. Do you have a little sister?
Yes.
Because we have a little something I'd like you to take home with you to your little sister. Would you do that for me?
Sure.
You come out here so I can bring it out and show you. Roxanne, bring out the new Roxanne doll, will you? We have a new Roxanne doll here that has a little camera. It takes just about the kind of pictures Roxanne takes, too. And it walks, and it shakes its little head. Watch it now. Look. See there? See the little head turn? She walks right along. You take that home to your little sister with our best wishes, will you?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, honey. And again, congratulations to the Campfire Girls. Thanks for coming to see our show. Go back around there now with Mom and Pop, and I'm going to show them what it is they have to do. This is on the $100 clock, and we have a special Doughboy plastic house over here. Will you come over here with me? Just Mom and Pop. Mr. and Mrs. Abbott, step right around in front, if you will. See, you can stand on one side of the door, and Mr. Abbott, you can stand on the other side of the door. Now, this is a very fine little house made of plastic. It's the Doughboy house. And you notice there are a lot of articles out here in front of it. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was an 8 before. What happened to it? Is there one back? Yes, there's a chair back there. 8. You look around, see where they are. You look and see where they are, too, because it's going to involve your knowing where all these things are. Okay, I got an idea? Oh, now, here's what happens. When I say go, just before I say go, I'm going to ask you both to get in this house. And I'm going to ask you to put your hands behind your backs and never take them away from there through the entire period. You understand?
Doesn't sound as if I needed this.
No, you don't, but there may be something coming later on. However, let's see what happens now. What you do is remain inside this house at all times. But the house will move, you see, around. And remaining inside the house, using only your feet out from underneath the house or out through the door, anything you want, get all these articles in the house with you. All 8 of them. You understand? And you may not come out of the house at any time. You can take a peek, you can look out through the door and see where the next thing is, but you may not come out and you may not take your hands away from behind your back. Take a look and see how many seconds you have. Sylvania says 50 seconds. Get in the house. Both of you, in the house. Hands behind your backs. Are you ready? Go. One more item. Got a pillow out here. All right. Stop the clock. You did fine. You got them all, Mr. Miss Abbott, with 10 seconds to spare. That was a real good job you did on that one. Okay. Well, now, if you will come on back over here with me, if you don't mind. You've beaten the $100 clock. The $200 clock is just ahead. What we did to your coiffeur shouldn't happen to a campfire girl, believe me. Now, in line with welcoming you to our show, I'd like to welcome another newcomer to our show. It involves Houston and Galveston, Texas, because we're welcoming aboard tonight station KGUL-TV. And it's certainly nice to know that you've joined our network of stations. Hope you have as much fun playing our little games as we have in realizing that you're part of our family. Welcome again, and nice to have you with us. All right, now, Mr. and Miss Abbott, we have... Hey, the bonus! You get quite a bonus, boy! Over here with me, Mr. Abbott. Just you, sir. Just Mr. Abbott. All right, bring us out here now.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
This is the new bonus, and if you'll step over here, I'll show you what it is you have to do. Thank you, Betty. Now, we're going to put a little china cup on each one of these two little tabourets, you see? And here is a T-shaped doll with two rubber balls hanging down from strings. You have to hold this in just one hand, and you have to maneuver. Betty will help me to save time. Put one rubber ball in that cup, and then simply by swinging without knocking the other one off, try to get this one up in the other cup. You get the idea? So you get one ball in each cup without breaking either one. We'll stop the clock, and you'll beat the clock. If you knock them off, we'll replace them, and you go on from there. Do you understand? Take a look and see how many seconds you have. 45 seconds. Are you ready? Go. Keep going. Go. Ready? Go. Either one. Hurry up. The time's running out. That's a snub. Oh, golly, I'm sorry you didn't beat the clock, Mr. Rabbit. The clock beats you. But a good try you made. Now, I'll tell you what. To save time, you and Mr. Rabbit both go. Now, if you'll both just step right over here with me, we'd like to have Mr. Abbott's picture taken for our records, if you don't mind. If you'll bring out our photographic studio. That's the idea. And Mr. Abbott, will you just step right around that side and take a seat on that stool over there while I ask Mrs. Abbott to come right up here with me while I explain this time. This is our professional photographer here, and he's going to start taking pictures of Mr. Abbott. But there's something going wrong with his camera. Someone sneaked in when he was out, and they connected some Ready Whip little things to it. So all kinds of things happen every time he presses the bulb, you see? Now, you want to stop that from happening, and this is the way you do it. As soon as we uncover this guy, it will stop. So if you will stand right about down there and take this pool cue on the end of which we've hung a boxing glove, and you hold it, that's it, not too close up. There, slide your hand down a little bit. There we are. And by swinging this against this cover on his head, try to drag it off his head. As soon as it gets off his head, everything will stop, and you'll beat the clock. Take a look at the clock and see how many seconds you have. 35 seconds. Are you ready? Go. The other side. Try to go from that side. That's it. Oh, stop the clock. All right. Good. Fair enough. Just put it down there. We'll take care of it. Roxanne, come out with your camera and take with one of your Sylvania flash bulbs a picture, Mr. Adams. There you are. Okay, the girls will get him cleaned up. You come on over here with me, Mr. and Mrs. Abbott, and we'll find out what your problem is, because now you carry on for the family. If you'll step up on the far side of this little platform here, turn around and face the audience, and don't turn around again and look at the board until I tell you to. Because in back of that curtain is our jackpot board, and it has on it all of the words of a famous saying or quotation, but they're all mixed up out of order. Now, we want you to unmix them. In other words, move them around on the board so that when you finish, they spell out, as a sentence would be spelled out, the saying or quotation we're after. All this in 20 seconds. Do you understand? Now, don't look till I tell you to. Open the curtain. Not yet, not yet. Turn around, take a look. Go.
How do I do?
That's it. Stop the clock. I have not yet begun to find his right, and you're beating our jackpot clock. All right, step in here, honey. Step in with mother. Right in there. That's it. Because you're beating our jackpot clock, and it's too bad that Mr. Abbott isn't out here to see it, too. Let's see what you've won. Just take a look over here.
Mr. and Mrs. Abbott, your prize is Sylvania's exquisite console, the Montclair, with genuine hand-rubbed mahogany inlay doors. Large 21-inch movie-clear television with surrounding halo light for the greatest viewing comfort in all television. The Montclair is outstanding in performance and design. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Abbott. You have just won Sylvania's jackpot prize.
My congratulations to you, too. You'll find Daddy backstage all safe and sound. Goodbye. Roxanne, whom do we have now?
Bud, we have Dr. and Mrs. Jones from Paris Island, South Carolina.
Thank you very much, Roxanne. Hello, Lieutenant Jones. How are you?
How you doing?
Miss Jones, how are you?
Fine,
Ooh, what a
Bud.
nice tan you got. Where'd you get that?
Playing golf.
Really? Do you play golf a lot?
Mm-hmm. South Carolina.
How do you shoot? In the low 80s or high 70s? Or?
Low hundreds.
Ah, don't give me that, Lieutenant. How good a game does she play? Huh?
That's what I play.
She shoots around 100.
She does, huh? You like golf?
I love it.
How about you, Lieutenant? You get a chance to play at all?
Oh, yeah, I play quite a bit.
Where are you stationed right now?
Paris Island, South Carolina, the Marine Recruit Depot.
I see. Are you recalled back in?
No,
or-
I've been in the Navy 9 years.
This is a
I'm
career for you,
regular.
boy, is it? Well, fine. You've been married 8 years. You have how many children?
5.
5 children. Boy, you're raising your own squad there, aren't you? How do they work out as boys, girls?
We got 4 boys and a girl.
No, 4 girls and a
4
boy.
girls.
Oh, he says 4 girls and a boy. She says 4 boys and a girl. You know, there is a way to tell.
Yeah, we found that. We know where they come from.
Well, I'm mighty glad to hear it. Now, Lieutenant and Mrs. E.F. Jones, Paris Island, South Carolina, let's move along here to your $100 clock. You see, we put coveralls in you so you can run around a little bit. Would you both come over here with me, please? Now, Miss Jones, if you stand on this side of me, and Mr. Jones, or I should say Lieutenant Jones on that side, I want you to see that I have here 2 ping pong balls. Now, you notice there are 2, 4, 6, 8 paper cups set on the corners here. Now, when I ask you to get ready to start, I'm going to start you each at either end of the table. From then on, you can run around the table anywhere you want to. But you must at no time take your hands away from being clasped behind your backs. Now, what you do is this. It's a reverse thing. Now, if I put these 2 ping pong balls down, they'll start to roll, you see, because we have the table sort of humped up in the middle. What you've got to do is only by blowing with your breath, you have got to blow these balls onto the table. In other words, keep them from falling off the table, at the same time as you're running around trying to blow the cups off the table. In other words, the balls must remain on the table at all times, but you must gradually blow all of the paper cups off. You can't knock them off. You've got to blow them off, understand? And you can't touch the balls at any time. If one ball falls off before all the cups are off, we have to stop, set them all up again, start all over again. So be quick, boy, you understand? If those kids are watching, they'll be waiting for you to bring home something. So take a look at the clock right now and see how many seconds you have. You have 45 seconds to do it. Get at either end of the table if you will. From there on, you can move anywhere you want to. Are you ready? Go. Hurry up. Keep the balls on the table. Don't touch them with it. Oh, ball went off. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Stop the clock. Set them up again, girls. That's the idea. Now, I'm going to give you one little bit of a hint here. I'm going to give you each a little bit of a hint. Now, listen carefully. You were blowing the balls pretty hard. Don't try to blow the ball back to the other side, but just try to keep it on the table. See what I mean? Just keep it from going off. You'll find that'll help. Are you ready? Go. That's the idea. That's the idea. Watch the other one. That's it. That's it. Come on, you got to blow, too, on the ball. You can't just keep the balls on. You got to blow cups off, too. Come on. Hurry up. Hurry up. Get around here. Now, you can't just one of you just keep the balls on, the other one get all the cups. You got to both work at it now. Take a look. You still have 27 seconds, and you can do it. But you see how much better it is if you just try to keep those balls on there. Are you ready? Go. Blow a cup off. Quick. Get rid of one. That's it. That's it. Now keep this on. Keep it on. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Go on. You still have 15 seconds. You can still do it. All right. Okay, here we go now. This is the last chance. The last chance, so get set. Profit by what you did. Are you ready, boy? Go. Now, keep those on. Keep those on. That's it. Come on, get these off. Get these off. That's it. Come on. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Do you want to try? Think you can do it in 5 seconds? All right, set them up. We'll give you every bit of minute we have here. Okay, now. Do what you did before. Get those two end ones off real fast. Are you ready? Go. Sorry, and I don't think we can do it because we have just about a half a second left, but a good try, boy. And we have a little something for you. Don't go away empty-handed. Look here. Sylvania Radio just for you. Take it home to the kids, and thank you so much for being awful good sport. Goodbye. Roxanne, whom do we have now?
We have Mr. and Mrs. Bob Rogers from Roselle, New Jersey.
Well, thank you very much, Roxanne. Hello, Miss Rogers. How are you?
Just fine, thank you.
Mr. Rogers with a D, R-O-D-G-E-R-S, right?
That's right.
And you live in Roselle, New Jersey. What do you do?
We're dancing instructors.
Dancing instructors.
Yes.
Takes two to tango. I don't know what
Yeah,
you mean. How long have you been
everybody.
married?
7 years, sir.
And you have children?
3 boys.
3 boys.
Yes.
So you better find
and
the
they're
fourth.
watching.
Although I don't really know what the lieutenant has yet, whether it's 4 girls and a boy or 4 boys and a girl. He didn't seem to know. Your youngsters are watching, are they?
Yes.
You want to wave to them? Wave
Oh,
right
I'd love
that
to.
camera there.
Hello, Mark, and hello, Gary.
That's only 2.
Robin's sleeping.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
He's
couldn't
only
tell.
3.5 months old.
He's over in the corner of the sofa there. Is that it? Sound
Yes, in my mother's arms.
Good enough. Mr. and Mrs. Rogers, let's try now to see if we can dance our way through a little something here that may be kind of fun for you. If you both come over here with me, this is on the $100 clock. Going to see how good you are with your hands and your sense of feel and touch. Now, here you'll notice we have the word march. Where you and I are standing, it's backwards, you see, but we're in back of the letters. To the audience, it spells out M-A-R-C-H. Now, what's going to happen is simply this. I'm going to ask you to take your glasses off, if you don't mind. Want to give them to your husband, let him put them in his pocket. Will you put those in your pocket so they don't get lost or broken? Then, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you to kneel down in back of these letters. Just kneel right down, if you don't mind. And Madeline and Betty are going to put blindfolds on each of you. Now, as soon as those blindfolds are on, you can't see a thing? No. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is to mix up these letters. You see, I'm going to mix them all up. But I'm going to leave them in a row in front of you. They will still be in a row in front of you. And what I want you to do when I say go is simply to rearrange them so that they spell out the original word of march. They're all right where they were, but they're all mixed up. Now, you may not communicate with each other at any time. Just using your hands, feeling what they are, figuring out where they... And let me remind you once more that they must work from right to left, not left to right. And the letters must be correct. In other words, if you have the letter in the right place, but it's backwards, you understand? It has to be from right. No, this is your right end. From right to left. That's the idea, boy. Take a look at the clock. I will and tell you how many seconds you have. 55 seconds. Are you ready? Go. Now, no talking. Shot. You want to give her a glass? Okay, now we're going to take you back to your childhood on the $200 clock. Do you remember the scooters we used to ride on? Do you? All those scooters we used to play with? Well, we got something that involves some scooters for you this time. And what you have to do is to remain on these scooters at all times when this thing starts, and you cannot take the wheels of the scooters off the floor at any time. In other words, I don't want the scooters used for anything but riding and pushing. Now, what you have to do is this. We're going to set up a little goal post here, and we're going to set some hat boxes at the far end of the stage. When I say go, you are to ride from the goal post down to the hat boxes, get one of them at a time, and using only the front wheel, using only the front wheel of the scooter, push them back down until you make goals with them. Do you see? Come out here and I'll show you.
We use both wheels going up.
Here you are, right here. Now, here's the scooter. You want to ride on it and see how it feels? Go ahead. See, get back to your way things used to be. Don't move that. It has to stay right there.
Okay.
Got the idea? That's the boy. Now, What I meant was you cannot lift this off the floor at any time. To turn it around or to... Oh, our time has run out. You'll have to figure it out as best you can for yourself. Now, how about it? Can you come back next week?
Definitely.
You can. All right, you'll be our first contestants then. We'll see you at that time. You'll have a week in which to practice. Get your kids scooters. And now this is Bud Collyer speaking for Sylvania, hoping that next time may be your time to beat the clock. Good night, everybody.
Produced in association with the CBS Television Network. Roxanne John and Larry Aldrich original. Beat the Clock is brought to you by Sylvania. And this is Vern Bennett reminding you to tune in every week at the same time for Beat the Clock.